Why did she say that? I feel like that's what I need to press, but I'm not sure. Okay, what have I got? What are my toys? You can't see you got that reference. Damn it, Zaw. Alright, let's see. She did not hear Steelwind's deduction, so let's see here. No, this doesn't contradict anything. I'm just going over the evidence here. What might prove that she said something else? That's still going to be irrelevant. I still think this is what everyone saw walking around, but they were illusory. Spell compendium, prestidigitation, mend wounds, illusionary, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's look at this. Maybe this is what we need to present. Because if we mention that it yelled, "Be quiet" at Jan, Miriam may be like, wait a minute, that's what she said to me. 30 minutes before the twins found the body, Bellwether walked past Jan, shoved, knocked over a vase. Be quiet. You thought he was just talking about his childhood. Well, fair enough. No, he just likes to sing pop culture references. Kind of like, Grossberg talks about his hemorrhoids doing the Harlem Shake. Okay. She's not saying times. Oh, wait, no, I didn't want to do that. This is like the 47th time I've pressed that. I want to go back up here. Okay, that time... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's curious. That's a problem. I didn't notice that. That's a problem. Our girl's time of death is after Miriam saw her. She was killed after 2 o'clock, which means that if the headmaster did it, shenanigans are afoot, because he last saw her at 1 p.m. The headmaster's hands, his fingerprints are all over the things that have happened. The timing around the stealing of the sword, he's the one that created the smell in the classroom. Oh, he definitely says his hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. It's hilarious. It's in the first case of the third game. There's a lot of moving parts to this, and some of them are contradictory. But if she died an hour after she saw the headmaster, that shifts things a little closer to Eris. His fingerprints are still all over things like staking up the classroom and having a motive and stuff like that. But how did he kill her if he didn't see her until after she left for an hour? And how does this get me closer to contradicting this? What if I just presented something that implies she couldn't have responded? Animate corpse, cannot speak, but I would need to prove that we're animating a corpse. And right now the plan, even ignoring the time of death, Steelwind's deduction is that Wallace murdered Belgrave well after all this happened, so we can't just throw that out there. Not without connecting a lot of dots. I'm not sure I have something for this. After that, she had it. Let's repress this. Did I see her into the library? I did not, but there's not much else in that direction. And this will not be much. That third statement is really kind of the bugger. But what do I do with it? Unless you were playing a weird translation, Ice, it was there, I assure you. Let's see. That's not it. That's not it. I wonder if this lockdown system coming up prevented the Arcane construct from doing something, and that's what caused it to shut down. That would be curious. Died at 2:01 p.m. Yeah, again, I don't see a whole lot of obvious things Miriam would lie about here. She apparently did lie, according to our magic eyeball. But how do we... How do we, connect those dots? Evidence of academic dishonesty. What if I just threw this out there for kicks and giggles? That would be funny. Especially if Bellwether had it. But that doesn't contradict anything. Yeah. I'm a little fuzzy here. Where's my life meter? I'm not sure how much I get, how much damage I take from presenting odd things, but I might have to start going a little ham. Do the Ace Attorney thing where I just present until something clicks. I don't have an option to do things during this, do I? I can't just interact with that. Ah, I didn't mean to do that again. That's like 187 times I've done it. What have I got going on here? I am a little bit confused by the very first cross-examination of the day. I still need to see this command log. That command log is going to be very interesting. It wouldn't be this. I was going to say she likes to bully people, and so she wouldn't say good morning, but that doesn't apply to the noble houses. Yeah, that's not relevant. Okay. Map, who cares? Right? Yeah, headmaster's office, imperial library, kitchen, blah, blah, blah. Not that. Not that. Not that. This doesn't really contradict anything because the idea is that she was killed after Miriam saw her anyway. I am very confused. I feel like this could be part of it. Why would she say good morning when she's accusing you of all these things? But she could also be just acting too. I'm gonna have to throw some Hail Marys here. Yeah, we're gonna have to Hail Mary. I don't see anything wrong here. Miriam wasn't here when Steelwind gave us this breakdown, so it's possible there's a contradiction here, but I don't see it. Alright, let's just see how much damage... Okay, well, first of all, I need to save scum like a bastard. And now... Did she say good morning?
Objection!
Music is continuing, so I fucked up. Your Honor, it's clear the witness's testimony is contradictory. This might be the first time we've actually presented wrong. Oh, do we not take damage? Oh, well, get ready for me to throw everything at your face. Fantastic. Let's see. Bullying students.
Objection!
Nope. Didn't think so. Can I actually lose in this game? I can't remember if I've ever had a health meter. We can lose arguments. Throwing things on the wall to see what sticks. In other words, playing Ace Attorney. Let's see.
Objection!
Nope. Ari is just gonna be like, really? Really? Okay, it's not this. I would love to throw my badge at her, but no. I mean, this doesn't really make sense.
Objection!
Because it wasn't that. And again, we haven't connected the idea that it could be an illusory thing.
Objection!
I mean, if they're not going to penalize me, I'm just going to do this. Because I don't really see. It's not that. Yeah, that was the message from the kitchen staff. Maybe?
Objection!
It is funny that I keep yelling objection and I keep getting it wrong. It's also funny because of how fast my character is doing it, because he's just having a fit. And we're just like, overruled, overruled. Yeah, I guess it's not that. Ha ha ha.
Objection!
And I know I'm wrong because the music isn't stopping, because that's the classic Ace Attorney thing. Maybe?
Objection!
Like, I really am just guessing now, because none of these things... Again, I have some theories, but we don't have anything to directly...
Objection!
There! Oh, it was this! It was this! I wondered... Okay, I do not know why this is the correct answer. I suspected it might be for meta reasons, but I don't know what the meta reasons are, actually. Like, she wasn't here when Steelwind gave this testimony, so what's in here that contradicts what she just said? Let's see. If I recall correctly, you have a habit of getting absorbed in your work. Oh, really? Really? Wait a minute. Show me this evidence again. I mean, I remember her saying that. Following timetable, blah, blah, blah. Theodore Redman had a meeting. Frege saw Bellwether walking in the hallways, and she thought it... Wait a minute. She thought it was in the morning. Maybe that's what he's going to get at. But that wasn't really something that she really... That's not explicit in this contradiction. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Maybe that means that it's out of turn. Huh. Maybe this happened at a different... Maybe this happened out of order because Miriam got her times messed up. But she did say it was in the morning, didn't she? Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, okay. Okay, 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 gay. All right, all right. All right, okay, okay. I get it. All right. All right, all right. I understand. I understand. I get it. I see. I see. Miriam said good morning, and Bellwether responded in kind, but it wasn't morning. That's the contradiction. That's the contradiction. Okay. Okay, I see. I see. Now, here's the question. Was it actually morning? Well, I guess if Miriam lost track of time and Bellwether said good afternoon back, that doesn't really prove anything. It just proves that Miriam loses track of time. So why should she would say good morning and Bellwether would be like, what are you talking about? So much so that you'll even lose track of time. So what does this get us exactly? Yes, but what does that have to do with my testimony? Earlier in today's proceedings, the prosecutor made the following argument. Or are we going to call her out on what Bellwether said back to her, and it's going to be curious what Bellwether's response was. Maybe it's like, why didn't she say good morning? It wasn't good afternoon, it was be quiet, or something. Our first witness saw Bellwether leave the meeting with the headmaster. That would time this encounter around 1 p.m. Miss Frege, if you had said good morning to the professor, you would have been mistaken, because that encounter could only have happened during the afternoon. And your point is? Exactly. Arya's just like, I give no shits. Where is this going? You said it yourself, Mr. Cuthbert. The witness simply lost track of time. What the witness said isn't what's important here. The significance is in what the professor said in response. Yeah, that's what I'm curious about too. She had just come out of a meeting that was scheduled for noon. She would be well aware that it was no longer morning. So why would she respond, good morning? Wouldn't she have corrected the witness? Their encounter was extremely short, and the victim's mind may have been preoccupied. She could have easily responded to the witness without thinking, no, I think Miriam needs to come clean with what was actually said. Because I think it's going to be... Yeah, I'm going to be kind of honest, I actually agree with it. Yeah, I know, but I think I see where this is going. It's not hard to believe that they were both confused about the time. No, I need to press Miriam's ass. My magic eyeball says she's full of crap. It's definitely a stretch, but I still can't shake the feeling she's hiding something. Every time we ask about how Bellwether acted that day, the eye picks something up. The line was changed in the Steam version! Oh my god, I'm refunding it. There has to be something there. Why would they change that line? That's horrible. Miss Frege, you haven't been entirely truthful in your testimony, have you? Why exactly did they change the line? Why did they remove the Harlem Shake from Ace Attorney? Of all the things to remove, like, bloody hell. That's absurd! What reason would I have to lie? It's such a small detail, why does he even care? Yeah. Well, why do you even care? Why are you lying about it? Quit being a brat. Every detail about how she acted is important, Miss Frege. Why aren't you telling... Yeah, what aren't you telling us? And again, why aren't you telling us? Mr. Cuthbert, you have no basis to accuse the witness of perjury. Yes, you will stop this at once. I am terrified of that last name. Miss Frege, you're lying about how Bellwether responded to your greeting, aren't you? It doesn't make a difference. All she did was yell at me. It's gonna be quiet, isn't it? She yelled, be quiet. All she did was yell? Miss Frege, is it possible that Bellwether's response was less than friendly? Well, what do you care? What difference does it make? Why is he being so persistent? Man, you are an open book. My job is to make sure every part of your testimony is truthful. That's why I'm so pissed off about removing the Harlem Shake. That's just egregious. Every detail matters, no matter how seemingly insignificant. Yes, even about Grossberg's hemorrhoids. Mr. Cuthbert, you will stop this or I will find you in contempt. I am absolutely terrified of what this little teenager's family is going to do to me. The professor yelled at you, didn't she, Miss Frege? So what if she did? Mad. Arya's like, Nani? I mean, whoops. I'm sorry, but there's no going back on what you just said. So you do admit that she yelled at you? Ah, you impertinent little shit. Yes, I admit it. The professor didn't greet me back that day. Did she yell, be quiet? Did she yell, be quiet? I'm betting she yelled, be quiet. Oh, good morning, Professor. Well then. Grossberg is gross enough. I mean, I know, but still. Grossberg talking about his hemorrhoids doing the Harlem Shake is meme-worthy Ace Attorney content, and for them to remove it, I'm just like... My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined. Also, be quiet. Did I call that shit or what? Did I call that like a year ago or not? Yeah. Miriam's upset sprite. She just goes. Look at her, man. She just, no composure. She yelled at me to be quiet. That should get everyone's attention. Please notice that. But until then, we'd always been nothing but courteous with each other. I don't know what's going on when gotten into her that day, but something put her in a foul mood. But that's it. Everything else I said was the truth. They'll believe me, right? Oh, are you still lying? I did see her come out of the headmaster's office and walk towards the library. That part is true. So she wasn't lying about that. So, is that all, Mr. Cuthbert? It is absolutely not all, and you know it, you little midget. What do you mean, is that all? Didn't you hear what Psymin says? You badgered this witness, so all you could prove... What exactly? The witness committed perjury. The witness changed a small detail of her testimony. A detail that is inconsequential to the case. Nope, nope, nope. Headmaster did it. Headmaster did it. Psymin was right. Psymin was right. It was clearly an act with no malicious intent. After seeing her thoughts, it's hard to disagree with that. No, I'm going to disagree hard. We were so sure that the eye would lead us somewhere. But Frege was only lying to save face. The witness saw the victim leave the headmaster's office and head toward the library. Do you have any concrete evidence to refute that, Mr. Cuthbert? Now, the problem with this is, if Bellwether was already dead at that point, and this was just an arcane construct, it doesn't explain why the autopsy report has her listed as dying at after 2 o'clock. Unless the arcane... Well, I guess the arcane construct could have been carrying Bellwether, because it can technically make things that they're carrying invisible if you use that illusion spell. So technically the headmaster could have, like, knocked her... well, there was no sign of... Well, there wouldn't be a sign of a secondary wound because Mend Wounds was used on her. And then somehow killed in the library? Maybe Eris is an accomplice. That could be a thing. You have any concrete evidence to refute that, Mr. Cuthbert? I still think the headmaster is now knee-deep. I'm calling it now. I'm back on the headmaster's guilty train. No, I suppose I don't. I should really listen to Psymin. Wait, is this really okay? At this rate, this will be the only chance we have to cross-examine her. I don't think she's lying anymore. And I was really pushing my luck earlier. If I continue pressing her, the judge might actually charge me with contempt. But if Miriam isn't the one that's lying, then... No, she was lying. And we got her on it. The defense has no further questions for the witness, Miss Steelwind. But that was actually really important, so don't you give me that look. The prosecutor stays silent for a while. You better figure this out, stupid. I better see a shocked sprite in a second. She almost looks disappointed. No, I'm the one who's disappointed. I'm disappointed in all of you. Psymin is the judge. Psymin is judging you all. I am banging my gavel. You are all stupid. Very well, Miriam, you are dismissed. Miriam still looks like she's fuming, but she leaves the room without protest. This literally sounds like Ace Attorney music. Literally. Literally. The judge breathes a sigh of relief as the young noble is escorted out of the room. Now, with that out of the way, what else do you have, Mr. Cuthbert? You guys really need to pick up on that be quiet. The only way to refute the prosecutor's theory is to cast doubt on one of the witnesses. If it wasn't Miriam, then... Steelwind, to test your theory, we must question every witness that saw the victim that day. Is it Jan? So with that said, the defense would like to call Jan Hughes to the stand. Alright, fair enough. I hope you understand, Mr. Cuthbert. Your entire case rests on the assumption that one of the witness accounts is incorrect. If your cross-examination of Mr. Hughes leads nowhere, then I hope you're ready to concede. We don't like the sound of it, but she's right. Unless we can find something in Jan's testimony, we won't really have anything to disprove her theory. But Jan also got yelled at to be quiet, so... Bailiff, please bring in Mr. Hughes. Can he stay awake, though? Literally in his pajamas. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. That takes too much energy. Witness, name and occupation. God, why does it smell like Edgeworth in here? Oh, right. My name is Jan Hughes. I'm on the cleaning staff of the Academy. Mr. Hughes, please testify to the court about your encounter with the professor that day. Sure. This guy's got a bit of Mo energy. I saw the professor when I was cleaning the West Wing hallways. It was about 20 to 30 minutes before the body was discovered. She walked by me, but she looked pretty out of it. I heard she was undead when this happened. Pretty creepy if you ask me. After that, she went to the empty classroom. You didn't talk about the walking into things. Well, that was straightforward. I'm too tired to lie. Come on, Jan, what are we supposed to do with that? I don't know. You guys are the lawyers. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Damn it, Psy'Min, what am I supposed to do with a testimony like that? I saw the professor when I was cleaning the West Wing hallways. It was about 20 to 30 minutes before the body was discovered. How are you so sure it was 30 minutes before? I always check the time to make sure I'm on schedule. I was supposed to finish cleaning the halls by 3 p.m. Right, the body was discovered at 3:04 p.m. What was the professor like, Mr. Hughes? She walked by me, but she looked pretty out of it. Offer him some weed and a brownie or maybe a cookie. No, I think he's gonna cooperate. Did anything else look off about her? I mean, yeah, she was undead after all. That remains to be proven. If you say so. Anyways, what was her demeanor like? She looked like she was in a bad mood. Either that or she was tired. But I guess she was just dead inside. Literally. Boy, this guy just totally believes Wallace did it, huh? I heard she was undead when this happened. Pretty creepy if you ask me. I believe you've forgotten a few details about what the professor did. Yeah, add that to your testimony, please. Yeah? Sorry. It's hard to remember these things sometimes. Oh, am I gonna have to get it out of you? This isn't Mo, this is Yanni Yogi. Which detail should we ask him for? Did she make any sounds? Because that's relevant. Did you hear her make any sounds? Oh, yeah. After she knocked over the vase, she yelled at me to be quiet. But I didn't even say anything. This detail could be extremely important. I agree. I've been saying it's important for the last 30 minutes. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Hughes. Whatever you say, man. After that, she went to the empty classroom. Wait. Where did you add it to your testimony? Oh, I heard she was undead, which is pretty creepy because she yelled at me. I believe you forgot. Oh, no. Let's keep that. Oh, actually, that may be helpful. Hang on a second. Spells. Animate corpse. Its intelligence is limited and it cannot speak. Okay, so we need to, again, we need to connect some dots first. I thought we were going to pick up on the be quiet and just be like, I have an alternate theory, but first we need to establish the fact that this theory has some problems. So, all right, this one's a little easier than the last one.
Objection!
Wait, what? Your Honor, it's clear. No, wait. Psy'Min is right. Psy'Min is right. Nani? Did I present on the wrong one? Hang on, let me try that again. Maybe I had the wrong thing selected.
Objection!
Oh, I had the wrong statements selected. Whoops. My bad. You finished receiving a lecture from Cat about violating the open door policy. Yeah, you mentioned the cat and the open door policy during the last stream too. Remind me what the cat's name is? I know Ranger's the dog. I know you've mentioned the cat's name. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Mr. Hughes, you said the bellwether yelled at you. What was her exact words? I think she yelled at me to be... Raven, that's it. Thank you. She yelled at me to be quiet. There we go. That's the sprite I wanted to see 10 minutes ago. Arya needs her coffee. I thought it was weird. I didn't even say anything. But I know better than to talk back to her. That's the thing, Hughes. The prosecution's theory is as such. Oh, did Arya... I'm hoping Arya picked up on what she said and not just the fact that she said something. The prosecution's theory is as such. The professor was murdered in the library and was reanimated using animate corpse. But actually, according to the rule book, the third rule book, page 247, with a quick illusion spell, no one would notice that she was undead. However, if what you said was truly the undead bellwether, how did she speak to you? Huh? I don't know. I'm just a janitor. I don't know this stuff. I only have the basic player's handbook. This doesn't make any sense. Mr. Hughes, undead can follow simple orders, but they don't have the intelligence to speak. Perhaps the witness was mistaken. No, I'm sure I heard her yell at me. I remembered because what she said didn't make any sense. Yeah, we need to elaborate on this. Exactly. He didn't say anything, but she still yelled at him to be quiet. Wait a minute. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for finally picking up on this, you imbecile. I'm afraid I don't understand. Of course not. The judge is always stupid in these games. We've already established that the victim was dead long before her encounter with Mr. Hughes. But if what he saw wasn't an undead, what was it? It had to have been an undead. What other explanation is there? Oh, get ready for what Psy'Min was saying. It couldn't have been a major illusion. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to shove Jan out of the way or knock over the vase. Whatever it was, somebody probably used illusionary disguise to make it look like Bellwether. Arcane construct! Does that mean it was a person? No, if it was a person, how did Bellwether's body end up in the lecture hall? Yeah, but they can still turn things invisible, right? Bellwether wouldn't have been able to turn herself invisible if she was dead. And whatever Jan saw, it needs to be something that could have transported Bellwether's body unseen. Exactly. It would have also needed to have a mass and the ability to speak. What created Bellwether's voice? Thank God Almighty! We are finally getting to this. Dun dun dun! Yep. Oh, don't you look shocked. I said this literally last week. That's it! Nani? You have an answer for us, Mr. Cuthbert? What did the witness actually see? Of course, the walking undead was always an option, but we've definitely narrowed it down with the things we've learned today. Your Honor, the witness didn't actually hear the dead victim speaking. What he actually heard was her voice being recreated using magic. Are you trying to say that her voice was recreated using a spell? Do you not know about these stupid robots? Not a spell, Steelwind. It was artificery. And whoever the murderer is, they had the perfect piece of artificery available to them. One programmed with Catherine Bellwether's voice. You can't possibly... Of course I mean it! How obvious can this be? That's right, Steelwind. What Mr. Hughes saw was an arcane construct. Get ready for that Allegro, that's how you know I'm right. An arcane construct? Think of it as a magically attuned suit of armor, Your Honor. Alternately a robot, even though none of you know what that is. But we ruled out such a possibility, hadn't we? Had we? Construct or not, no one could disguise themselves and carry the body to the classroom. I'm not so sure about that. A person wouldn't have been able to do it. But arcane constructs are a different thing entirely. Those suits of armor are extremely large, but more importantly, they're... Oh! Wait, what? When was that mentioned? Arcane considered... Oh, it's just implied because they're suits of armor. It doesn't specifically say they're hollow. So that's how she got moved. I understand. That makes much more sense than the theories we were coming up with. So, that clinches it. I did not think of that last stream. So the arcane construct literally took Bellwether to the classroom inside of itself. They didn't have to turn it invisible because that was something that was possible. Elements hidden by the spell are made invisible, exactly, which is what I thought was going to be the case. There's not a person inside, it's magic making the move. I know, but it escaped me that these were literal suits of armor. I thought they were made to look like suits of armor, but I mean, where's the hardware for the log? Where do they keep the log? I mean, I assumed there were some sort of artificery systems in there, like a power supply or something, because it's not literal magic. They're animated using artificery, which I assumed was some sort of, you know, makeshift circuitry, kind of like the lights at the bar had. But I guess there's enough room in there for a person. All right. I guess that's our response. I see. That means that theoretically someone could have placed the victim's body inside it. The arcane construct wouldn't just transport the body. With an illusory disguise, it would also confuse and mislead anyone who saw it. Okay.
Objection!
No, you shut up. I'm right. I commend your deduction, Mr. Cuthbert. I would have never considered that possibility. It's certainly plausible, but what does this prove exactly? Oh, you idiot. It proves that the body wasn't animated using necromancy, for starters. My client isn't the murderer. Also, we need to pick up on the fact that, Jay? Wait a minute, did you Funko me? My client isn't the murderer. I forget why, because I got distracted. It proves that the body wasn't animated using necromancy. Yeah, that thing. The defendant is still capable of performing all the acts that you described. All right, I'll drink coffee this time. We are playing not Ace Attorney. And wizards are involved, so it's interesting. His compendium contains illusory disguise, after all. There were several students in the library that day. Any of them could have committed the murder. One might come to that conclusion if they didn't have one crucial piece of evidence. I'd like to present a new piece of evidence to the court. Well, damn it! Ari is about to update our autopsy report. From under her table, we see Miss Steelwind pulled out the bloody rapier. Oh, okay, we knew about this. Blood? Is that? Yes, Your Honor. This is the murder weapon. Okay, we knew about this. She was saving that for the perfect moment, wasn't she? Miriam, you can hear her in the back. Give that back! This rapier was reported stolen by Miriam Frege weeks before the murder. And during the investigation, it was finally found in the defendant's locker. Again, I think the Arcane construct was programmed to put it in Miriam's locker, but the numbers were switched. Wait! He was clearly trying to use one of her possessions in a paltry attempt to frame her. Has it been 5 minutes already? Damn. Jay's spending that cash. Why, he even stole her locker's nameplate and placed it over his. That's not what he does. Damn it, that's not what happened, exactly. But honestly, it sounds more plausible than what really took place. We're basically back to square one, aren't we? Anyone could have told that construct to do all those things. Wait, anyone? Is that really true? Yeah, they keep logs, right? The construct transported the professor's body, and someone used an illusion to make it look like her. You bet Jay has 20k points? Nah, that's rookie numbers. They even used a pre-recorded voice to make the illusion more convincing. Who ordered the construct to hide the body? Could anyone have done that? Why can't we just look at the logs? Arcane constructs are suits of armor that are animated. They carry out simple tasks when ordered. The voice lines can only be changed or adjusted by the headmaster. We need to look at these command logs. I think anybody can order them around. Who ordered the construct to hide the body? I mean, I want to say him, but I don't think we're there yet. Who ordered the construct to hide the body? Are they looking for a specific person? It could have been Jump Scare Girl. It could have been Creepy Girl. I still feel like it was Theodore. Or do we say Theodore? Because we can actually connect those dots if we bring up the fact that it yelled "Be quiet" at Miriam. We actually might be able to accuse the headmaster right now. Okay, I don't think I get penalized for anything in this game. So let's just Hail Mary. Let's just throw this football and see where it lands. Aha! Okay, it is time. It's time to actually put the pieces together. It's time to actually finish that puzzle. Several memories flood back to you, so this is the big one. Mr. Hughes, you said the bellwether yelled at you. What were her exact words? I think she yelled at me to be quiet. She yelled at me to be quiet! But until then, we'd always been nothing but courteous with each other. I don't know what's gotten into her that day, but something put her in a foul mood. Be quiet! Oh? Did she literally yell that in here? Wait a minute! When did this happen? Did we actually hear the arcane construct with the body in it yelling during... No, this would have been before the lockdown. Be quiet! Sorry. Oh, did she come back through? Oh, I can't remember that. So we saw her alive when her and Ruby were going at it. And she went to the headmaster's office, and then robot Catherine Bellwether came back through with the dead body in her, yelling, be quiet, basically to create witnesses. Eris begins giggling. She knows. Because she's the illusory magician as well. She probably saw this and was like, wait a minute. But of course she didn't say anything because she's a little shit disturber. The construct's voice is just a series of pre-recorded messages, exactly. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it uses the voice of Professor Bellwether. Oh, believe me, I noticed. Well, unfortunately, you can't make them say anything other than what's recorded. No, get that face. Oh, the face is staying on. Oh, she's not distorting the screen anymore. She's literally just like, hey, I'm just evil now. Fuck it. Only the headmaster can change those settings. Eris. For anybody who wasn't watching, her hair seems to be flaring up behind her too. It wasn't doing that before. So anybody who was listening but not watching, cough, ice, cough, this is what Eris has been jump scaring me with over the last, especially this stream. It's only been up for a second or two before she just flickers the screen and goes back to normal with her stupid distortion. But yeah, this little face, this little minx right here, this little troublemaker. Only the headmaster can change those settings, exactly. No, it can't. No, it absolutely can be him. Psy'Min said it was him 3 minutes into the case. Are you the headmaster, Psy'Min? Because you can control settings too. I mean, I'm the headmaster of the stream. I'm like Monokuma. I'm the headmaster of the academy. What is it, Tyrion? Did you figure something out? I did. I finally listened to what Psy'Min was saying. But is he seriously the one behind all of this? Miss Steelwind, earlier you said that my client could have orchestrated this entire ruse. But that's simply not true. How so? Anyone could have ordered the construct to carry out the victim's body. Yes, but not everyone can change what the constructs are able to say. Also that. Only one individual has the credentials for that. Theodore Redmond, headmaster of the Imperial Academy. Wait, you're not serious, are you? Was there an effect in that flash? I felt like there was an image there that was hard to see. You think the headmaster did all this? I don't want to believe it, but he's the only person who could have done it. That's completely ridiculous. Headmaster Redmond would never do something like this. Neither would Wallace. Miss Steelwind, there's one common element between each of the witnesses' encounters with Bellwether. It's what Bellwether said to them. She yelled at both of them to be quiet. Yeah, she also yelled at us to be quiet. Hydrate! I'll have more coffee, sure. I need to get rid of this gas station coffee before it goes bad. I actually forgot that I had something in the slow cooker too. I'm really looking forward to that garlic butter lemon chicken that I'm making. Miriam Frege was particularly surprised. She had a good relationship with the professor, but when greeted by the professor, Bellwether just shouted at her. Almost as if the professor was responding indiscriminately. And recall her encounter with Jan Hughes. The professor knocked over a vase and shouted at him to be quiet immediately after, even though he hadn't said anything. She was responding to the sound of the vase breaking. Oh, that's why that's relevant. Ah, I see. She was yelling at the vase to be quiet. Well, robot AI be like that. Now let me ask you this, Steelwind. Where did Bellwether come from before she encountered Miss Frege and Mr. Hughes? Her meeting with the headmaster. That wind-up is unnecessary. That judge loves to swing his gavel. He is looking forward to that. It appears that the defense truly means to indict Theodore Redmond. If so, we have no choice but to take a brief recess until he can be brought here. There's no Oh, damn, he's just here. I can't wait to see his breakdown. What's his angry evil sprite gonna look like? I'm here. Bring it. Fortunately for you, I'm already in the gallery. The headmaster stood up from the gallery seat behind you and slowly walked over to the witness stand. Had he been here the entire time? Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Cuthbert, but do you think I am the one who committed this crime? If it's not him, it's going to be quite a twist. I mean, it could still be Eris in some way, but I don't think it is. I think this is, I think there are things that happened that Redmond really, it could only be him. He can change the commands. I still don't understand what the stink in the classroom is about. I'm sorry, Redmond. But no matter how I look at it, everything I found points to you. No, there's no need to apologize. In fact, I should commend you on the lengths that you're going to defend dear Wallace. The court appreciates your understanding, Mr. Redmond. He is pissed. He is an angry boy. He is hiding it well, but he is unhappy with us. Now then, to clear the air, I suppose I should give my testimony on what happened that day. If your testimony is what you've already said, it's not going to clear anything, because you're just going to say you had a meeting for an hour. You're not going to be able to shed light on anything. That day, I had a meeting scheduled with the professor at noon. She showed up at the expected time, and we discussed various administrative matters. Our meeting went on for an hour, at which point she left to prepare for her next class. Despite our many disagreements, we still knew how to be civil with one another. After all, I had no reason to bear a personal grudge against her, and that's when I show him the plan to get rid of him as headmaster. I just can't see it. No, I see it. I've been seeing it for a while. He seems like such a nice person. Is he really the person we're looking for? No. We need to look at his, sprite rips and find the mad one. I guarantee he's got one. He has to be. No one else could have orchestrated this entire plot. I just need to find out how and why. Well, we already know what I'm presenting on, but let's just do the pressing. That day I had a meeting scheduled with the professor at noon. What was this meeting for? Oh, nothing of note. Lie. We were merely discussing her daily operations and duties within the academy. In an academy such as ours, it is beneficial to regularly communicate with the staff. She showed up at the expected time, and we discussed various administrative matters. So she showed up at exactly 12 p.m.? More or less. Catherine Bellwether was many things, but she was never tardy. Man, he's just mad. Again, he has reason to be the murderer. She's pissed him off in many ways. Especially the part about him losing his job. There aren't any witnesses who saw her before the meeting, so we don't have a way to disprove what he's saying. It'd be best to look elsewhere in his testimony. Oh, I know where to look already. How long did this meeting last, Headmaster? Our meeting went on for an hour, after which she left, presumably to prepare for her next class. So that means the professor left your office at 1 p.m. Yes, she was quite adamant about taking time to prepare her lesson plans. Now that we think about it, Frege had no idea what the time was when she saw Bellwether. If the headmaster is lying about when the meeting ended, there'd be no way to really verify it. Also true. Which would account for the hour gap that Steelwind mentioned. Damn it! Did the headmaster really do this? Of course he did! Despite our many disagreements, we still knew how to be civil with one another. After hearing so much about her, I find that a little hard to believe. Yeah, no kidding. For anybody who missed the first stream, Catherine Bellwether was a bitch to everybody. She was hated. I can see why you'd say that. Exactly. But despite everything, I was still her superior. She always remained professional when speaking with me. Is that really true, though? Nope. After all, I had no reason to bear a personal grudge against her. Really, even after the way she acted toward the students and faculty. Make no mistake, I've heard many complaints regarding her actions, and I've had many conversations with her to try to correct her behavior. But at the end of the day, she was a remarkable professor, regardless of her lack of people skills. His testimony pretty much matches what we know so far. Ow! 14K, there you go. Down another 2K. I'm not entirely sure if he's lying or not. At the very least, we know that he was involved in the professor's murder. Hey, at least someone's using my redeems. I made those ones for the Mega Man stream and no one touched him. But why? If we can figure out his motive, we might be able to find out how to reveal him to the... We know his motive! And I'm going to shove it in your face right now. No, I'm not going to shove it in your face. I'm going to skip over his testimony by accident. Now I'm going to shove it in his face. All right, let's see. Evidence? No. Not that one. There we go. House Frege was planning to fire Headmaster Theodore Redmond and replace him with Catherine Bellwether. That's the motive. So, and apparently Jan knew something about this Headmaster discovering this, knowing this a few weeks ago. So...
Objection!
Oh, the magic tone played. We're right. Redmond, did you really hold no animosity toward Professor Bellwether? Of course not. I did have strong opinions about her methods of teaching, but I always remained professional. We both did. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. In fact, I think you might have had a very good reason to murder the professor. Considering that she was going to take your job. What? We're going to start getting a little bit antsy. So you knew about that. Oh, he's not even going to deny it. All right. I'm sorry, but I don't follow. Just how was the professor going to take the headmaster's job? According to Miriam Frege, Catherine Bellwether was currying favor with the noble families. In fact, there was a plan to oust Mr. Redmond and appoint Bellwether as the new headmaster of the academy. What? But in any case, I doubt that the headmaster had any idea of this until now. I'd like to remind the court of the witness's reaction just now. He said, "So you knew about that." His reaction was one of surprise. But he wasn't surprised by this information. He was surprised that I knew about it. That's... Please, dear Arya. Oh, there's his eyes. I was wondering when he was going to open them. I may be a frail old man, but I'm perfectly capable of defending myself. Oh my God, he opened his eyes. If you have an explanation, Mr. Redmond, then by all means, I'd love to hear it. Gladly.